Hi guys, and welcome to Visual C++ tutorial of an hotel management system. Now let me show you guys how this works. Here we have a dataGirdView that shows the names and details of the customer in the hotel. Supposing we want to search the system, let's just search for maybe Henry. Let's click on search. There we go. We have two Henrys in the hotel. And as you can see, this seems to be a duplication. However, let me just show you guys one thing. We can refresh and just get back to the whole system. We can exit or reset, and we can also select to populate any of the text box and all the necessary information that are stored on the dataGirdView. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Visual C++ development environment, and we put one of these together, guys. So let's do that now. And welcome back to Visual C++ hotel management system. I'm going to click on new project, and now let's select Visual C++ and click on next. Now let's give this project a name. I'm going to call it CPP Hotel DB. There, CPP Hotel DB, and let's click on create. Okay, now that the development environment is ready, I'm going to select Solution Explorer and write in the Solution Explorer. Let's make sure you click on the name of the project. You must make sure that is selected, CPP Hotel Database, and you see this very icon here, the properties. Click on that and this opens up the property page. And on the property page, what we want is the linker. Look at it right there. Drop that down, and now we want to select system. Click on system. Up here we have what is known as subsystem. Let's change that to, click on that, drop this arrow down, let's select Windows subsystem. All we're trying to achieve now is to create a form. Now the next thing is I'm going to come back straight to my linker right here, and let's go right down. We go straight to advanced, select the advanced, and now we want to select enter point. My enter point in this case, I'm just going to give it a name. I'll call it main. And just for your information, make sure you have 64-bit. If your operating system is 64-bit, make sure it's 64-bit, or you can change it to 32-bit if you're using 32. That's fine. The next thing you do is click on apply, and now let's click on OK. There we go. Now back to the name again. You see the name of your project. That is the name of my own project, CPP Hotel Database DB, CPP Hotel DB. I'm going to now right click on it, and let's select add, select or choose new item. On the new item, what we want is, you now want to select UI, or the choice is yours. You can always select CLR. If it's UI, inside the UI I want the window forms. If you read the content in here, it says create CLR form containing windows, and the same thing applies to the UR. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to select any of them, and you see the default name I've been given is known as myform.h. I'm going to leave it as myform.h and click on add, and there we go. That's it. The system has built up and shows me an error, but that's no problem. Don't worry about that. That is the error we've been given, and right here that is the default name, myform.cpp. I'm going to now double click on myform.cpp, and right here there is a Visual Studio or Visual C++ forum. I'm going to show it to you guys now, and that is the forum. On this forum, it actually shows you guys how to create the form Okay, this is what I've just selected now. I'm going to go right down. All of these instructions have been completed. Now, the most important part that I want to show you, we are here now, is this line, or are these lines of codes. Copy these very lines of codes. Copy. I'm going to include this URL on my description area. Copy that very lines of code and just paste it right in there. Now you have an error. Now, to take care of the error, the name of your project, which is CPP Hotel DB. So I'm going to enter that right here. Exactly the same spelling. CPP Hotel DB. That is it right there. There we go, and this error should disappear now. You see that is gone. My form is ready. If I choose to run it now, let's run it and you will see my form. There we go, we have an error. No problem. Let's click on OK. Now it's telling us enter point must be defined. Let's go back. Now let's go back to the Solution Explorer and right click on the name of your project, or you can just select these properties right here. If you right click, all you need to do is just select the properties. You might not be able to see that. I'm going to come in here, make sure it's selected, and click on the icon there. Now let's look up here. I have my subsystem window selected, and I also have my advanced. Right in the advanced, I have what is known as, what I type in as main. Okay, those two are correct. So now let me check my configuration management. Click on that. The configuration manager is showing me that my platform is Windows 32. It's not supposed to be 32. That's a conflict of interest there. It's meant to be 64. Close that and make sure the debug is on, and debug is here. Look at here as well. I almost missed that as well. That is for 32 bits. I have to change it to 64. Make sure you don't make that very mistakes. Okay, and click on OK there. So let's run it again. Just wait for it to load up, and right there, that's my form. Okay, so the form is ready now. I'm going to close that. Okay, the form is now ready. Everything is working the way I want. Right. But the thing is, you would not be able to see this form on the Solution Explorer. So what we have to do is, let's go back to the Solution Explorer here. What we have to do is, we have to close the whole program and reopen it. That's more or less like we are actually refreshing the whole project. So I'm going to close it and open it back again. Okay, I've just reopened my project. As you can see, CPP Hotel Database. Okay, my system is up and running again. So I'm now going to go straight to the Solution Explorer. Click on that, and right there, look at my form right there. Now double click on that very form. There we go. So make sure the form is selected. Let's go back to the properties right there, and I'm going to change the size of it. Let's change it to alphabetic order, and the size, I'm going to make that 1386 by 788. Press enter. That's my form ready. And the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a dataGirdView. There we go. Have one dataGirdView there. Let's drag it that much. And now we also need some text box and labels. Let's come back in here. We're gonna need some buttons, so let's bring that right down here. And those buttons, I'm gonna add them into a panel really. So let's look for a panel. And there we go. Move this button here. I'll need a couple of those. Let's click and drag. and I would need some label here for my timer and date. Select this panel and let's go straight to the property. I'll just change the property of that cell. Where we have border style, I'm going to make that fixed 3D. That's fine. And let's go up here, right here. I need text box. We need text box. We need labels as well. Yeah. There's that here and here. Let's hold on to the control, click and drag. And let's increase the size of all of those components to about. My properties is missing, so all you need to do is, if you don't have your property, go up here, select Windows, reset window layout. Click on this. Alright, my properties is back. So let's come up here and look for the font. I'm just going to make that about 14. There we go. Right. And I also need, I will need a combo box. And we will need, okay, I'm going to need daytime picker here. Let's come right here. Tools, daytime picker, right? Just add one here. We're going to need about 3 of those, 2 and 3. I'm going to need one more of these here. Delete this. I only need about 3 of those. Okay, I'm going to need a lot of these combo box. There's 2. So I'm going to need about 4 more. I'll just copy. So it should be 6. Just 1 more. Right. Click, drag, and we'll rearrange that properly anyway. Okay, now here, let's come up here and just grab this. Paste it right there. That's going to be for my. This one is going to be for, let's say, tax. And this is going to be for subtotal. And this should be for total. There we go. Right, what else do I need? Here, I'm going to need a text box here. This text box is going to be for, let's call that txt search. That'll be for my search functions. And right here, I just need it search. Okay. No, that should be here. And we need one more here. Let's grab this one and just, or maybe just bring it right here. That is going to be for number of days. Number of days. Yeah. We're getting there gradually. Alright, so all of this one I'm just going to arrange them in order, then I will get back to you guys. And this one up here is going to be customer ID, so let's change the name of that. I'll just, I might end up speeding it all up. Customer ID. This is first name here. Surname, the next one. Okay, this is going to take some time, so I'm just going to speed that up. That shouldn't be a problem for you guys anyway, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm done. So this one is going to be postcode there. So let me just speed that up and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I've just speed that up. This is how it's all looking now. Okay, these are just labels, and this is just a plain there just to divide it up. And that's how the whole system looks. So have a good look at it. Now, before I do any other thing, let me enter some details in here. That is for nationality. Let's come to the item, click on selection there and just enter various nationalities there. There we go. And let me enter another country where they view my video more. I'm going to enter Brazil. That's another country where they view my video. If your country is not here, don't worry, one of these days I will add you on board. Okay, that's fine. So let's come in here, gender, and we need to change that to gender as well, male and female. So go straight to the properties here, and for the gender, that is it right there. Done. And if we come right down here, type of ID, make sure type of ID is selected, come straight here and let's enter as follows. There we go. Those are the type of IDs. Okay, and this is today's date. That is my date and time picker. Now for the menu, come right here, click on that, and that is it. I've entered the menu. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this one that says select menu. So I only have the following: breakfast, lunch, and so on. And type of rooms. Okay, that can be single, double, or family. Single, double, or family room. There we go. And we have room numbers. My room numbers is up to 10, so that's fine. There. Have a good look at it. 0, 001, 002 up to 010. There we go. And that is all there is to it. And each of these components, for your information, this one is customer ID, and I call this one customer reference, something like that. That is it right there. And this is txt first name, you can see it right there. Surname, txt surname, txt address, txt postcode, txt mobile phone, you can see it all here. txt email address, this is CBO nationality. This I did not change the name, date time picker 1, CBO gender, CBO proof, I did not change that, date picker 2, date picker 3, a CBO menu, and so on. That's all I've done. You can name yours whatever you like. The name given to mine are similar to what I have on my labels. And here, that is just txt telephone extension, so I just put in extend there. That's tax and so on. And this is going to be for number of days, txt number of days. And here that's just the search. And the buttons, this is to add, update, delete, reset, refresh, exit. There. Okay, now that all of that is taken care of, let's pay attention to one very important thing here. I'm now going to select my Solution Explorer. Make sure it is selected. And right here, look at it, reference. See the reference? Click on the reference. Right click on that very reference and select Add Reference. You must do that. Now, what we want to look for, if you are using Visual Studio 2018, we want to look for MySQL. Make sure the assemblers is selected and enter in there MySQL. There we go, that's it, MySQL. Click on that and that is it, MySQL data. MySQL.data. Select that and click on OK. Once you click on OK, you should be able to see it up here. So I'm going to click on OK. And if I drop this reference down, I should be able to see my SQL data in there. Do that again. My SQL data, it should be there. Right. Okay, select it. I was meant to click on the check button. Okay, take a good look at it. Make sure the check button is checked. I did not check it the very first time. I only just select. Okay, if I click on OK, and it should be there anytime from now. There we go. That is it right there, my SQL data. Look at it. Let's go back to my form. MySQL data right there. Look at it. Okay. So that's how you get that on board. So what I did was I went to the Solution Explorer, right click on Add Reference, and here on the search bar just type in MySQL, and this pops up. Make sure the check button is checked and then click on OK, and that is it. It should appear there. Once you've done that, you can now go straight inside the code. Double click on the form. I'm going to go straight up there, and now I want to add my SQL details in here. So here, let's add in this following library. Come right down here. I'm just going to say using MySQL. Look at it, automatically appears. Double click on that. Column data, column MySQL clients, and enter semicolon there. There we go. MySQL database is connected there. Okay, let's try that out. So I'm just gonna click on run. Let's see how the whole interface is gonna look like now. It's about there. Let's see. Then we'll start work on it. There we go. That is it right there. Look at that. Okay, that's looking good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into MySQL database. There we go, right here. I'm going to probably use this very data, but for those guys who are new, this is the very first one I created for my previous tutorial that I showed to you with the overview, or on the overview. Okay, that's the database, but I'm going to create one just to let you guys know how that is done. I'll be very fast with it. Okay, right up here we have schema. Let's just click on that. Click on schema, and I'm going to give my database a name. I'm going to call it Hotel DB. Okay, that's just the name of my database, Hotel DB. I'm creating another one. Like I said, I'm not going to end up using this because there's not going to be much data in it. Now, the next thing, once Hotel DB is created, you click on apply. There, click on apply again and finish. My Hotel DB is right there. If you click on this drop down arrow, as you can see, there's nothing there. Right click on the table, create a table. There we go. I'm going to name the table as Hotel DB as well. Now drop this down. Right here, I'm going to name my first column. This very first column, we just call it ID. And I'm going to make it my changes. Instead of primary key, I'm going to make it varchar. This one right here. How many characters? Let's say about 45. Primary key selected, not null selected, and I'm going to make it unique. So if you enter the same number twice, the system will refuse it. And in here, I'm just going to make that first name, surname, address. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. This is going to be postcode. Let's just speed that up. Okay guys, the column names are already in place, and that is it. So I'm going to click on apply. There we go. So let's click on apply here again, and that'll be all. It's successfully created. Click on finish, and that is how you create your own database in MySQL. So if you want to populate this, all you need to then do is come straight to the table here, drop this down, select the name of your table, and right here, that is the table. Click on that, and there we go. You can always populate it. So I'm just going to enter some data in here, and the name, that's going to be Tony Montana. That's the one we're going to call Okay, Tony Montana, the address, I'm going to just speed that up. Let's say number 17, lead to Venice, London. So I'm going to speed that up. Okay, as you guys can see, I've just populated that for Tony Montana. So I'm going to click on apply, and that is it. Okay, so we'll use the rest system to populate the rest. Alright, so I'm now going to call this hoteldb. I'm going to change it at one point, so minimize that. Let's come straight to our program here. Nothing is happening here. Let's end this. Now, right in here, let's come right down here. Okay, right underneath here, I'm going to create the following constructor to get my database connected. So let me just say MySQL connection, and I'm going to give that an object that I'll call SQL con equals gc new MySQL. Copy and paste. There we go. Enter parentheses and close that. That's my first one created. Now, the next one I'm going to create will be for the command. So I'm going to copy this. So that will be my SQL command anyway. And just paste that in here. And change this to command. Change all of these to command as well. There we go. And I'm just going to change the name of the other one here to complete the construction. Okay, that's the constructor for that command created. Now let's press enter. The name is fine here. Click. And the next one is going to be for data table. Data table. And let's just give that SQL DT. Nope, that should be. So SQL DT equals GC new data table. Paste parentheses. There we go. Now, what else do we need to do? Let's get MySQL. This time around is going to be the adapter, and change this to adapter. Let's just call it DT uppercase A and change the name of this to data adapter. There we go. Let's copy and change this around as well. There. Now one more, we're almost there. So that'll be my SQL data reader. That's very important. We need that. Else the system will not work. And I've just called that SQL RD lowercase, and there we go. Now I have my constructor in place. Now the next thing is, maybe I should just declare the variables I intend to use. Okay, let's just do that so that we don't bother come back in here anymore. So I'm just going to say double single room, no space, single room, one word, equals there. These are just my own variable I intend to use for this project. It's got nothing to do with this constructor up there. And this is going to be for double room. Double room. And this is going to be family room. And let's just change the price around. So let's make that about 75, and let's make this 100 plus 120. So we can just change these to maybe about 9. Okay, that's fine. The other one I'm going to create is, let's create one for meal and so on. So I'm just going to let's say come down here, double 1 mil equals £7.50, and 2 mils, 3 mils, and so on. 2, 3. So this will be 2 mils, and this is 3 mils. Like I said, these are just my own variables. So make this about 18 plus, and this about 12 plus. Alright, that's done. Constructor and variables created. Now let's create maybe 2 more variables and just get those ones out of the way as well. That's going to be for, yeah, let's say double I tax for my tax, and the other one is going to be for my total. Double total. There. Every single variables I intend to use are all in place there. Constructor and variables. There we go. Right underneath the name of my form here is called my form. Okay, so let's get this connected. Okay, just one quick thing. Let's get that sorted anyway. See, since all of this is done, right underneath all of the component declaration, there they are. I'm going to go right down here. Those were all officially generated by C++. I'm going to come right down here, right underneath here. Yeah, that's fine. So the choice is yours, but I'm going to create my function right above the form load. So right here, let's come right down here, and I'm going to enter private, enter column system column void, and I'll just give it a name. I'll call it hotel connected. Okay, that's fine. Hotel connected, enter parentheses, press enter, and enter curly braces. There, that's my function that I'm going to be entering in here. So maybe I'll just draw a line here just to remind me that my function starts from here. We just write enter functions there, because I'm going to have more. I'm going to write more functions. Start function, end function, start function, and right here I won't let any of my function pass these 2 lines so that I know where they are. End function here. This is just for my own use. Okay, you can do what you like. Okay, the first thing we want to do is I'm going to call MySQL connect, which is one of the declarations I have in there. I will ask it to open, but before then, let's say dash less than, I'm going to say connection string equals, that will be data source equals local host. There. Now the next one, let's enter column. The next one is going to be the port. My port, I think everybody has almost the same port, 3306. Enter semicolon again. Now the next is, let's come right here. I don't know why this one is so far away. Let's get it indented properly. Alright, now the next thing is, let's add my username. Okay, let's see if we're going to have now from username equals, that will be root. Now I'm going to have to enter space in here, space backslash, press enter so that I can continue on the next line. Next one is going to be password, so let's just say password. I'm just going to enter my password in there equals KC, that's my password in there. Then I come out of it and just enter semicolon. The next one is going to be the database itself. Just call that database equals hotel DB. Close that, boom. That is it, all done. Get rid of this. Alright, that is it, and enter semicolon just to end it here. Now this one. Okay, I have my connector in place. Now right underneath here, we now want to open up the database, so let's come in and ask the MySQL here to open it up. Dash open, enter parenthesis, and let's grab MySQL command. MySQL command dash connection, and that will be equals MySQL con. The MySQL command, we now want that to give us the command text. Command text equals select, let's say from hotel DB. There, and we now want to read it. MySQL read equals MySQL command dash execute the reader itself. Where is it? There we go. No, not end. Execute the reader. There we go. Now SQL data table, we now want it to load up. Load. And what are we loading up? We're loading up this, the reader, the data reader itself. Put that in parentheses, and after that we now need to close this, close the reader, and we also need to close SQL connect. That needs to be closed as well. Close that, and we then want to populate our dataGirdView. So we say that will be dataGirdView 1 dash data source, and that is going to be equals SQL data. There, that should do the trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to copy the name of my function, copy it, come right down here and just paste it right inside my form load, or we can even paste it inside form initialize, but let's paste it here. Okay, let's try it out now. So I'm going to click on run, and there we go, guys. That is my table. Okay, so we leave this out. So I'm going to change the table now to the read table that I want to use. That is it. That's the table I created with you guys. This very table right there. That is it. Okay, this was mistakenly left out. So let's just enter a postcode in here. Yeah, that's fine. Apply. There we go. Finish. Okay, so I'm going to close this and rerun it again so that we can get that very postcode in there. Now let's run it one more time so that we get that very postcode, and I'll change the database. You now know how to create a database and how to call it straight into how to connect it straight into the system. Alright, there we go. That's the postcode now appears in there. Okay, so now change it again. Change the whole database to the previous database that I created earlier. So just delete that, and use that of hotel, this very one here. Hotel DB, not hotel DB, hotel, this very one. the one that I've already populated. That's the one I want to use now, so don't get confused. I'm just changing the name. The one we created together is called HotelDB. The one I intend to use is just hotel. Okay, so let's change the name to hotel and change the connector here. That has to be changed to hotel as well. So all we then need to do is just to click on run. Now run. Let's see the other database. And there we go, guys. That's the other database, the one I used previously, or the one I showed you guys previously. So I'm gonna end that. So with this, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.